Now, in p4psoftware.com, you're going to realize there's really two ways to use the software. One is the simple mode, one is the advanced mode. I want to explain what the differences are, but first, let's go ahead and see how you can actually change this inside the software. When you signed up, you already selected if you want simple or advanced, but I want to make this delineation because through the rest of the training, you're going to see ways of doing things with the simple mode, and then you're going to see the ways of doing things with the advanced mode. It's a very, very slight difference, but it's really just revolving around budgeted hours. Let me go ahead and show you inside the software. The first thing you're going to notice is on the time card, if I am in advanced mode like I am here, I'm going to have the number of budgeted hours, all right? If I am not using advanced mode, I am simply just going to have how much labor revenue did this employee make, and that's it. This would be on routes. When it comes to projects, it's very, very similar in terms of just assigning them to a project. However, when it comes to your routes, you do not have budgeted hours when it comes to simple mode. This is typically meaning that when you set up inside your CRM, you don't use budget hours on any of your estimating, any of your pricing, any of your projects. You simply have a dollar amount. And then if you're considering all of that labor revenue, you could just add that all up together. And then you would manually create this client labor revenue if you were in simple mode. In advanced mode, you have budgeted hours. I would recommend if you're able to get your business to the point where you use advanced mode and you're using budget hours, I would highly recommend that, mostly due to the fact that then you're able to really tap into the power of P4P software using the 3D notifications, data-driven decisions. And the only reason that is so powerful is because we can then look at efficiency. I don't know the efficiency of an employee if I can't see budget hours versus clocked hours. And so if you're using budget hours, you get a lot more granular detail from the software as you begin to progress and as time goes on. And you're able to track efficiency, not just how much revenue employees are making. So let's go ahead and look at how to actually change this inside the software. If I scroll up to the top, I'm going to go to my organization settings. And from here, this is where you would change P4P mode from simple to advanced. You already did this in your sign-up process, but this is where you can change it and you would be able to see the differences. The main difference is literally just the fact that you have budget hours on your routes, as well as when you have projects and you set these up, you're also going to have budget hours for each line item of a large project. In comparison to the simple mode, we're simply going to have how much labor revenue is on this job. Now, don't let the fact that you don't yet use budget hours dissuade you from using P4P. The reason we have simple mode is that if you haven't converted to using budget hours yet, that you can still use pay for performance. You simply need to know how much revenue of the job, the estimate, the quote that you've created is coming from labor. If you know labor revenue, that's really all you need to know. Advanced mode takes budget hours, multiplies it by what your rate is that you're charging the customer, and basically comes up with that value, which is the amount of labor revenue created. Because at the end of the day, all P4P is you're giving a percentage of that labor revenue to the employee. Whether you use simple mode and you manually enter that number in, how much labor revenue is on that job, or if you use budget hours to get a more accurate description of that labor revenue and then further be able to see efficiency as you begin to use the software more, is really up to you. But I do recommend moving your business in the direction of budget hours to be able to track efficiency.